20 years ago, in a quiet neighborhood in Lagos, a little girl named Zara was playing outside her house. Her mother was inside the kitchen preparing dinner. The evening was calm. Children were laughing in the street. Neighbors were chatting. Everything felt normal. But somewhere around the corner, a mean-looking man parked his car and was quietly looking at the children in the street. Then suddenly the laughter stopped. A car door slammed, and the little girl was gone. At first, everyone thought she had wandered off. But when her mother stepped outside and called her name,
Zara!
there was no answer.
Zara, where are you?
The street was empty. The toy Zara had been playing with was still lying on the ground. That night, the police searched everywhere, but the little girl had vanished, without a trace. The entire neighborhood joined the search. Police officers knocked on every door. Missing posters were placed across the city. Her mother refused to sleep. For days she walked through markets, bus stations, schools, calling her daughter's name. But nobody had seen the little girl. Weeks passed, then months. Eventually, the police said something that shattered her heart. There are no leads. Most people slowly accepted the truth, but the mother never did. Every night, she kept the light in her daughter's room on, just in case Zara somehow found her way home.
Unspoken moments by Angela, where every heart can find a home. Through the laughter, through the tears, we remember we're not alone. Unspoken moments by Angela, stories shared.
20 years passed. The little girl never returned. But her mother never stopped searching. Even after 2 decades, she still kept her daughter's picture in her purse. Then one afternoon, while walking through a busy Lagos market, she noticed a man standing near a fruit stall. The moment she saw his face, her heart froze, because she recognized him instantly. The scar above his eyebrow, the way he walked, the cold look in his eyes. It was a face she had seen only once before. 20 years ago, the night her daughter disappeared. She thought she might be imagining things. 20 years was a long time, but the memory came rushing back. That same man had been sitting in a parked car near her house that night. She remembered because something about him had made her uneasy. Now he was standing only a few meters away, buying fruit, laughing with a vendor, as if nothing had ever happened. Her hands started shaking. She knew she had to act carefully, so she quietly took out her phone and called the police. The police didn't arrest the man immediately. After all, the crime happened 20 years ago. There was no proof, but they agreed to investigate. So detectives began watching him. They followed him to his house, a small apartment on the edge of the city. Then they noticed something strange. A young woman lived there with him. She looked about 20 years old, and something about her face felt familiar. Too familiar. The detectives needed to be sure, so they quietly collected information. The young woman's name was Mira. According to records, she had lived with the man for almost her entire life. But there was one problem. There was no birth certificate, no hospital records, no documents from her early childhood. It was as if her life only began when she was 3 years old. The police asked the mother to come to the station. They explained their suspicion. Then they asked one difficult question. Would you be willing to do a DNA test? Her hands trembled. For 20 years, she had dreamed of hearing those words, but she was also terrified. Because if the test came back negative, it would mean losing her daughter all over again. Days later, the DNA results arrived. The police officer opened the envelope slowly.
The results are in. Madam, the test confirms it. It is confirmed that she's your lost daughter.
My daughter, after all these years?
Yes. The results are conclusive.
Concludes, so it's a match.
Yes.
A 99.9% match. This changes everything.
We must proceed carefully.
I understand. The young woman named Mira was her daughter. Zara is alive, and I'll see her again after 20 years. When Zara finally met her real mother again, both of them cried. 2 decades of pain finally ending in one moment. But the reunion wasn't easy, because Zara now had 2 lives, the one she remembered and the one that was stolen. The kidnapper was given a life sentence. Sometimes justice comes late, but when it does, it can change everything.